we look into the different types of graphs. We have already done histograms and pie charts in the earlier chapters. Today we are going to do two different types of graphs. The first is bar graph, where we compare different quantities, and the other is a line graph which displays data which changes continually. Now, let us see this example of a bar graph. Here we have the x axis, which is the horizontal line, and here we have the y axis, which is the vertical line. The point of intersection here is called the origin. Now, on the x axis you have been given some quantity and it is written first, second and third. Now, this is actually comparison of some data. Let us say these are the marks scored by a student in the 3 terms. So, these are the marks 10, 20, 30, 40 are the marks, and these are the terms. So, it is actually comparison of the 3 terms. Now, look at the first rectangle here. In the first term, this particular student is scoring 20 marks because the height of the rectangle is up to 20. In the second term, the rectangle's height is increased, and if you see, the corresponding value with respect to marks is 30. And in the third term, the rectangle has grown in height, and if you just extend this parallel to the x axis, you will find that it is intersecting at 40. So, we can say that the marks scored by this student in the first term was 20, the marks scored in the second term was 30, and finally in the third term it was 40. So, we have compared the 3 terms, and here we find that the student is continually improving. So, from 20 increase to 30, then from 30 to increase to 40. So, these type of graphs are called bar graphs, and you will note that there are spacings between them. Here there is a space, here there is a space. It is not continuously joined one after the other. If it is continuously joined one after the other, then it is not called a bar graph, it is called a histogram, which we have seen earlier. So, this is an example of a bar graph. We can shade this, and it becomes 3 rectangles, and it is indicating the performance of a student in the 3 terms. Now, we look at the line graph. Again, the horizontal line is the x axis and the vertical line is the y axis, and you are finding some sort of a line graph here. Now, this is showing actually the temperature. This is the temperature in degrees Celsius, and this is showing the time. We have time here, this is 6 am, 8 am, 10 am, 12 noon. So, temperature is being noted after every 2 hours. Now, what is seen here? At 6 am, the temperature was 30 degree centigrade. Then 8 am, suddenly what has happened? The temperature has increased, and the temperature is now 38 degrees. How do we find this temperature? We can imagine that we are drawing a horizontal line just parallel to the x axis. So, it will intersect at 38. So, at 8 am we can say the temperature is 38. Then further, after 2 hours, when the temperature was recorded at 10 am, the temperature goes down, and how much is it now? Just extend this, you will find that it is intersecting at 34 degrees centigrade. And finally, at 12 noon, the temperature is gone little bit further down. So, when we extend this, we find that it is intersecting at 32 on the y axis. So, this is an example of a line graph. In this case, it is a temperature and time graph, where we have taken the time on the x axis and the temperature on the y axis, and this graph indicates how the temperature is varying. So, first the temperature is increasing, then decreased, and then further decreased. So, by looking at this figure, we can clearly make some conclusions, or we can draw comparisons, and we can also see the change that is taking place from time to time.